want to overload them. I want to go, oh my God, and they're going to store nuclear waste in the well when they're finished with it. I instantly lose fight. And if you say global warming, environment, people go glaze. You don't need to do any of that. In the end, you need to tell the community they're going to drill through your vital water resources and they're going to release methane into the air that your children breathe. The ongoing consequences of that are of no importance at this point. And nor is the fact that we don't have a democracy, and nor is half the other stuff, or that they'll store nuclear waste. Because what was found out in Balkan, for instance, maybe we should stop asking.
It's become such an unfree country, isn't it? Exactly.
Reaching out with love to the police.
Reaching out with love to the police.
A number of us this morning realised all our issues are about privatisation, cuts, issues about workers' rights, even about how the police are environmentally run, are all our issues. So we're on the same side. But Boris's privatised security men are on the side of the corporate state.
They might not be morally as people.
Their company.
Their company.
Corporate state.
Corporate state.
So we are having the corporate state is instructing the police state.
The corporate state is instructing the police state
to take down a sign. Anti-privatisation of the police. That symbolises the message of Occupy democracy. In 5 years, if we do not win, we will not just have a police state. We will not just have a corporate state. We will have a terrifying police corporate state. So I am asking you to support me holding this sign. Somebody go and ask Boris's corporate representative what his view is of a man tied to a tree with an anti-privatisation police sign. Thank you. With love.
Inspector Wilkes speaking. Put your phone down on me, how dare you. Right, are you at P3, yeah, or are you on route? Right, can you right now, inside your carrier, I stood on the west
says, none of the BBC brilliant approach to get rid of the BBC in any way will connect with the party. There is another way of addressing the case of the BBC, and that is to put democratic control of the BBC's news agenda and the whole this is a conversation possible. We have the BBC started entirely
your battle to maintain by democracy, and this steel ring fence is a pretty damning indictment of what the state is prepared to do to prevent a democracy occupied here. It shows that what you represent is a threat. If you weren't a threat, they would just ignore you. So my salute to all of you who are here and have been here and have maintained this protest. We should push for political reform, which you are doing, and very rightly, but we should also have a parallel economic reform as well, to bring the two systems into greater alignment, to give ordinary people power. At the end of the day, no business, no public service can function without ordinary people. The average person, the employee, is what makes things work. Those people need validation. They need recognition, they need rights and power within the institutions they work. As I said, not just private corporations, but also the National Health Service, local councils, the civil service, etc. It's really, really important that we give economic power to the people. That's what democracy is all about, and everybody who believes in democracy has got to start thinking seriously and doing something to ensure economic democracy as well. Thank you. So we'll open up now to questions, answers, contributions, criticisms, alternative ideas.
Job crisis and financial crisis. They'd rather waste your money on these free people standing up for your rights.
That's the essence of your message, isn't it? It's about freedom to have democracy.
Exactly. And I think we're at a point now where people need to wake up. They need to stop watching these videos. They need to stop sitting there and talking to the bloggers and actually do something about what's going on in this world.
Do you think that the democracy we have at the moment is a lie?
Massively so.
Mate, you've got to move back.
Massively so.
That's the end.
How else would Conservatives get into power?
They use the mainstream media, they use politics of prejudice to get people to hate immigrants, to get people to hate the disabled, to get people to hate the unemployed. That's how they get the power.
Yeah, it's all programming. And we need to deprogram ourselves. Turn off the TV.
TV is God.
You are God.
X Factor on a Saturday night.
God is within all of us. We are all one and the same.
Wild
children read. They're not there to make profit from or serve the banker's greed. No ifs, no buts, no public sector cuts. Tory cuts, no thanks, sir. Nick and David love the bankers. We think they're a load of Tory cuts. No ifs, no buts, no public sector cuts. Young and old and white and black, join us here today. We must defend our services and make the bankers pay. We're fighting for a future now, and this is what we say. No ifs, no buts, no public sector cuts. Tory cuts, no thanks, sir. Nick and David love the bankers. We think they're a load of Tory tops. No ifs, no buts, no public sector cuts. Our hospitals and nurseries are there for human need. Our libraries and schools are there to help our children read. They're not there to make profit from or serve the bankers' greed. No ifs, no buts, no public sector cuts. Tory cuts, no thanks, sir. Nick and David love the bankers. We think they're a load of Tory tops. No ifs, no buts, no public sector cuts.
We have identified the enemy.
We have identified the enemy.
Capitalism.
Capitalism.
Woo! Really important.
Really important.
Because every demonstration is a demonstration against capitalism.
It's a demonstration against capitalism.
And therefore against the government.
Against the government.
So if you demonstrate to save the bees, you are demonstrating against capitalism.
You are demonstrating against capitalism.
If you demonstrate against austerity, you're demonstrating against capitalism.
You're demonstrating against capitalism.
If you talk about the 1%, you're talking about capitalists.
You're talking about capitalists.
And this means that every protest is a union of all protesters. So, two things. Please look at my website called Climate Revolution, and particularly how the world is run by capitalism. And I've forgotten the last thing. Yes. Go on every demonstration. One more thing. The way out of all this is a green economy. Green economy is not just about more jobs. It's about a better world and more everything. Okay.
Doing this, it's brilliant.
Congratulations for all of you doing this, it's brilliant.
Because you're right.
Because you're right.
There is no democracy there.
There is no democracy there.
Because nobody represents the interests of most of the people.
Because nobody represents the interests of most of the people.
Vote Green Party!
Well, don't be sectarian.
Don't be sectarian.
People need a home.
People need a home.
They need a proper job with a real wage.
They need a proper job with a real wage.
They need a good education.
They need a good education.
They need care when they're sick.
They need care when they're sick.
And a decent pension.
And a decent pension.
Corporate power will not provide this.
Corporate power will not provide this.
Never ever.
Never ever.
Because their first requirement is profit.
Because their first requirement is profit.
And if there's a need and no profit, the need will not be met.
And if there is a need and no profit, the need will not be met.
So, how do we solve this?
How do we solve this?
I guess the old slogan is the best.
I guess the old slogan is the best.
Agitate, educate, organise.
Agitate, educate, organise. Yes!
And the most important of these is organise.
And the most important of these is organise.
You will have met many people here this week.
You would have met many people here this week.
All from a slightly different point of view.
All from a slightly different point of view.
We all have things to contribute.
We all have things to contribute.
Except the Labour leadership.
Except the Labour leadership.
Always stay until we're told to.
Just one example.
Just one example.
You know the Tories are going to sell off Eurostar?
You know the Tories are going to sell off Eurostar.
Despite its profits.
Despite its profits.
Which could fund homes.
Which could fund homes.
And a lot of other things.
And a lot of other things.
But they're going to sell it.
But they're going to sell it.
And do you know what the Labour leadership response was?
And do you know what the Labour leadership response was?
We have no ideological objection.
We have no ideological objections.
And that's why they're not fit to be a Labour Party.
And that's why they're not fit to be a Labour Party.
Absolutely. We have to work together.
We have to work together.
For me, I support left unity.
For me, I support left unity.
But I think we should work with all the left groups.
But I think we should work with all the left groups.
Good luck, solidarity.
Good luck, solidarity.
Arrest him!
Burn Parliament, burn!
Burn Parliament, burn!
Burn it down to the ground!
Burn it down to the ground!
Get those fuckers out of there!
Get those fuckers out of there!
You should be really fucking proud, people.
You should be really fucking proud, people!
Dan! Where's Dan the fucking Plinthman?
Where's the fucking Plinthman?
And the people that were dragged off of the fucking grass!
And the people that were dragged off of the fucking grass!
That is a fucking metaphor for democracy!
That is a fucking metaphor for democracy!
They won't let you in!
They won't let you in!
They don't like Occupy!
They don't like Occupy!
Because the ideology of Occupy is we will not go home!
Because the ideology of Occupy is we will not go home!
Standing in the rain all fucking night!
Standing in the rain all fucking night!
Hurricane fucking Gonzalo!
Hurricane fucking Gonzalo!
No fucking shelter!
No fucking shelter!
With a bunch of fucking goons!
With a bunch of fucking goons!
Standing around!
Standing around!
Making sure that you stand in the fucking rain.
Making sure that you stand in the fucking rain.
Because they want you to go home.
Because they want you to go home.
The idea of democracy is about the people that need to speak.
The idea of democracy is about the people who need to speak.
Not those fuckers over there.
Not those fuckers over there.
But the people over here.
But the people over here.
Woo! The last guy who spoke, Ken Loach.
The last guy who spoke, Ken Loach.
They don't represent you.
They don't represent you.
The Labour Party.
The Labour Party.
The Liberal Democrats.
The Liberal Democrats.
The Tory Party.
The Tory Party.
I think the Greens are okay. It's okay.
I think the Greens are okay.
I know. The thing is it's when people say, I don't know what to do.
It's when people say, I don't know what to do.
What's the solution?
What's the solution?
Revolution!
The people were playing music over there.
The people were playing music over there.
And the goons say you gotta stop or we'll arrest you.
The goons say you gotta stop or we'll arrest you.
Kill the artists, kill the protest.
Kill the artists, kill the protest.
Occupy radical fucking artists.
Occupy radical fucking artists.
The only thing I know what to do is make art.
Occupy London General Assembly.
The Occupy London General Assembly
Passed a resolution.
To
have a mass event. In Parliament Square. In October. One of the people who argued for this resolution cannot be with us today. Because he's very ill. Very ill. And so we're going to read out a statement that he has produced.
Solidarity.
This is a message from Dr. Chris Fursdon Davis, who's been so important in the Occupy London movement and in setting up this occupation. Hi fellow occupiers. I have been following all that has been going down in Parliament Square with the greatest admiration and respect. And might even say I hold myself accursed that I cannot be with you. In true but understated Shakespearean idiom. As I am somewhat stuck abed. And look to be pretty much to be here for the duration. Due to factors way beyond my control. So well done, John. Phil, Maria, George, Obi, and all you other remarkable guys who've continued to drive this campaign forward. You have all been amazing. In mounting and sustaining an occupation. Which is central to the combined hopes. That OLSX and Occupy London have been all about. I know you will continue to work for a society that has the qualities and wholesome nature
that has qualities and wholesome nature,
that all could be proud to live with,
that all could be proud to live with,
and help to drive forward.
and help to drive forward.
Central to this
And central to this
is the creation of a truer representative democracy.
is the creation of a truer representative democracy.
We all know that such reform is urgently needed
We all know that such a reform is urgently needed
to begin to resolve the many ills
To begin to resolve the many ills
that have to be overcome through sound wisdom.
that have to be overcome through sound wisdom.
This is by way of confronting the problems
This is by way of confronting the problems
brought upon us
brought upon us
by the manipulative distortion of our system of government,
by the manipulative distortion of our system of government,
by the financial power of the multinational corporations.
by the financial power of the multinational corporations.
This can only be soundly addressed
This can only be soundly addressed
by working for reforms
by working for reforms
of such a nature
of such a nature
as to make each and every one of our votes really count.
as to make each and every one of our votes really count.
It is your efforts
It is your efforts
that will be central in kick-starting
that will be central in kick-starting
the most central of all the debates that occupy,
of all debates that occupy,
as committed to stirring
as committed to stirring
in a society
in a society
that is persistently lulled to complacency
that is persistently lulled to complacency
by the distorted inadequacy of our media
by the distorted inadequacy of our media
and corrupt and disrespectful manipulation by government.
and is corrupt and disrespectful manipulation by government.
Yours is a family that has fulfilled the promise
Yours is a family that has fulfilled the promise
of the steps of St. Paul's,
of the steps of St. Paul's,
and which you welcome all to join.
and which you welcome all to join.
There can have been no greater privilege
There can be no greater privilege
than that of knowing you all.
than that of knowing you all.
And I wish you all luck and fortitude
And I wish you all luck and fortitude
in the ongoing campaign
in the ongoing campaign
and struggle
and struggle
from the bottom of my heart.
from the bottom of my heart.
Chris Fursdon Davis.
Chris Fursdon Davis.
Dear Chris,
Thank you so much
thank you so much
for your kind and lovely words.
for your kind and lovely words.
We hold you in our hearts,
We hold you in our hearts,
a champion of Occupy and democracy.
A champion of Occupy and democracy.
And we hope that you can feel
and we hope that you can feel
our love and solidarity
our love and solidarity
in your sleep and your dreams and your waking moments.
in your sleep and your dreams and your waking moments.
Always.
Always,
Love from Occupy democracy.
love from Occupy democracy.
In a critical moment
In a critical moment
in the history
in the history
of this country,
of this country,
of this planet,
of this planet,
and our very own existence.
and our very own existence.
Next week,
Next week,
climate scientists
climate scientists
will meet
will meet
in Copenhagen,
in Copenhagen,
and they will say
and they will say,
we have
we have
less than 2 decades
less than 2 decades
to decarbonise,
to decarbonise,
end dirty energy,
to end dirty energy,
protect our right to food,
to protect our right to food,
to help the most vulnerable,
to help the most vulnerable,
because after that,
because after that,
hundreds of thousands,
hundreds of thousands,
if not millions of people,
if not millions of people,
will be facing
will be facing
a future
a future
that
that
I'm actually lost for words at how horrific it will be.
I'm actually lost for words at how horrific it will be.
When you have that revolutionary organisation called the World Bank telling us that if we continue to pollute as we are, that less than 1 billion people will be able to survive on this planet. That our decisions, that the decisions they're making, are a death sentence for millions of people. That's why, friends, what we do here is so important. And what we do in our own communities is so important. Because we have to stop them. We have to stop them making these decisions. And we have to build a better future for us, for the rest of the people, and for our future generations. So thank you for letting me speak to you, because I'm humbled that you are here and you have held this square despite the police provocation, despite the police violence, and as somebody from a black community, I well understand what that feels like. When the police, who should be policing for us, decide to police us. And the reason they do that, is because they're scared of us. They're scared of our ideas.
They're scared of our voices. They're scared of showing an alternative.
Thank you, friends.
It's gonna be alright. Say don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright.
If you would like to continue to organise and work with Occupy Democracy, find Vika in the yellow jacket. And give her your details. Or Mark. And come on Saturday and or Sunday. Or tomorrow if you would like. Where all these opportunities will be discussed. And I very much hope the movement will continue to grow and bloom through these next few days. There's one more very important person that's got something to say.
But there's one more very important person who's got something to say.
And it is Danny from the Winston statue.
Tomorrow, I would like later.
Come to me for details later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We love you, Daddy.
No, I'm not over any of that.
Only courts will tell you not to go on the square, and unless they can get the creator up here, I won't get on the square.
Bye-bye.
Just on this left.
That's what he wants.
2, 3, 4.
Along this fence, it's 3, 4, 2 and 6 is this way, yeah? 3 this end, 4, 2, 3.
I airdrop one move. At least they don't know they think I'm
4, 2, 3.
Square!
Oh yeah, you do
Can I?
Where did you bring the dog?
Yeah.
Everyone link up!
Link arms!
Link up! Link up!
Fuck off on megaphone! Whose streets? Our streets! Whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose
Shame on you! 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 Shame on you!
Why are you punching?
Get back! Get back! Stand down now, you spineless, fascist, dirty scum! Now! Democracy! When do we want it? Now! Democracy! 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 Now! Democracy!
In a humorous way, people from different backgrounds with different beliefs are coming together for us for a basic fundamental right that we're told we already have. In Hong Kong, we're seeing people protest for democracy now. As Donnacha just told me, they're allowed tarpaulin in Hong Kong. Under communism, you can have tarpaulin and umbrellas. In Great Britain, under Cameron's democracy, this is not accessible to these protesters. I think that's a startling indictment of the state of democracy in this country today and democracy across the world.
What's your main message tonight to the world about this protest right now?
These people have demonstrated that power isn't something that comes from other people, that power isn't something that is issued from on high, power is something that is within yourself and that you just have to take it. That's what they've demonstrated. It's their message, it's not mine, but I endorse their message.
Right now, I'll be highlighting your fantastic protest and your great work.